Oh boy, time now for another episode of Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. And, taking a little departure from Phantom Lady. And we will visit with Miss America, I guess. I don't know. Well, let's find out. Turns out there's only one Miss America. I guess that's her. Oh man, she's got a black eye. That doesn't... We're off to a bad start here. Statue of Liberty. Wonder if I say goodbye, Statue of Liberty. Anyway, this is the first in a series of true stories. Oh man, I'm gonna do a bunch of these. A free press is one of our greatest guarantees against oppression. And these stories of the great newspaper men who helped to build that tradition are stories of which every American can truly be proud. Oh boy, that's great. A wintry day early in 1885 finds Joseph Pulitzer, publisher of the New York World, ferrying across New York Harbor with one of his young reporters.
It's a brisk wind today, Mr. Goddard. How do you stand it so well?
This is mild to former New England, sir. I enjoy it.
That island. Bedloe's Island, isn't it?
That's Bedloe's, all right, Mr. Pulitzer. They intend placing the Bartholdi statue there, the gift from the people of France to the people of the United States.
That's something. The Bartholdi statue? You mean the one they call the Statue of Liberty? As I recall, the French people collected $250,000 in francs and centimes to pay for it. That's truly a gift from the people. Where is the statue now, Mr. Goddard?
The sculptor Bartholdi has finished it, sir. It will be shipped from France any day now. A feudal jester, I fear.
Feudal? Why?
You see, sir, a committee of prominent men in America is supposed to collect $300,000 for a statue, but they are $100,000 short and are ready to give up.
Ridiculous! A statue coming to America and no place to put it? A fine way indeed to express our gratitude to the people of France. It's impossible!
I'll admit it's only gossip, sir. Probably should have said that in the first place. But we can check.
Joseph Pulitzer assigns a reporter to check the truth of what Goddard has said.
You may tell your publisher that what he asks is true. We still need $100,000, and it doesn't look as though we'll ever get it. Thank you, Mr. Committee Man.
I've heard all the reports. It's an outrage! An insult to France, and an insult to the American people as well. We've simply got to save that statue.
Perhaps Congress should solve the problem, sir. Yes, if Congress would appropriate the funds.
That's the answer. Congress will appropriate the additional money. But we've got no time to lose. Get down to Washington and find out what can be done. Immediately!
I'll make 'em listen if I have the time to the jazz. As quickly as traveling permitted, the young reporter arrived in Washington, D.C. The Finance Committee is in session. I'll be able to state my mission to all of the gentlemen at one time. And that's the situation, gentlemen. The American people have accepted this gift from France, and we'll look like idiots if we can't place it somewhere because of lack of money.
We have considered your problem, young man. It's a worthy cause, we know, but we can't spend the people's money for every cause that shows up. $100,000 is a lot of money. Of course, if you grease my palm here, I'll make it happen.
I realize that, sir, but the honor of our country, we gave our word.
He's right. We should do something. Under the circumstances, our hands are tied. The budget has been fully drawn up. We all appreciate your efforts, young man, but the answer is no.
Back in New York, the publisher of the World takes the news in silence. I did my best, Mr. Pulitzer, but I just couldn't convince enough of them. Some of them were willing, but
it looks like we're beaten. Unless what, Mr. Goddard?
Unless we give the American people a chance to show how much they want this Statue of Liberty. We run a notice in our paper and ask our readers to contribute the money. Oh, thank you, Mr. Pulitzer. Oh, what is he rubbing his back? I don't know. Oh, I guess this is backwards. Okay.
Our readers contribute for the pedestal? That's wonderful. You've hit it, Goddard. You've hit it.
And then he hits him and knocks his hat off. Oh, thank you, Mr. Pulitzer. That evening, Joseph Pulitzer remained at his desk long into the evening, writing one of his famous editorials.
The Bartholdi statue was to be a gift on our first century of independence. The cost was paid by working men, shop girls, artisans.
And the next day his words reached all New York. It says, let's not wait for the millionaires to give this money. It is not a gift from the millionaires of France to the millionaires of America. It is a gift to the people of France. You mean from the people of France? To the people of America. He's right. It's our responsibility. Well, is it? I mean, you're not the one who agreed to it, are you? Well, anyway. The response to the editorial was immediate. Gosh, sir, look at the mail pouring in.
I know the American people would rise to this challenge. All we had to do was tell them the truth.
Listen to this letter, Mr. Pulitzer. I'm a boy in the 3rd grade and can only spend a few pennies, but please use them to help save the Statue of Liberty.
And those pennies meant plenty to that little fellow, Goddard.
And here's another. My daddy was born in France, and he says we owe our future to the liberty he found in America. So I'm sending my whole allowance 10 cents.
Bless him. Penny by penny, we're going to get that money, and we're going to publish the name of every contributor. I don't care how much space it takes.
You're so right, sir. They deserve some sort of credit, no matter how small the amount. Contributions came from every walk of life and from all over the country, but the greatest contributions came from the school children of New York. Wow, nothing on this page but the names of people who gave money. Must be over 5,000 names since we started 5 months ago. But that's what Mr. Pulitzer said to do. But Joseph Pulitzer and the people of America were racing against time. While their statue campaign was still in progress, the Statue of Liberty left France aboard a steamer. Bon voyage, Miss Liberty. Vive l'Americain. Bon voyage. And eventually, the steamer lands at Bedloe's Island.
Easy below, those arms could get damaged easy enough.
Well, the statue's in America now, and we still haven't got the full $100,000 for the pedestal. It won't be long, though. We're almost there, Mr. Pulitzer. As a matter of fact, it was only 2 months more. That does it, folks. We've passed the $100,000 mark.
Wonderful.
We'd better tell Mr. Pulitzer right away. 120,000 contributors and over $100,000. We've done it, Mr. Pulitzer. We've done it.
We only helped, Mr. Goddard. It is the people of America, especially school children, who have done it.
Even as Goddard told the good news, work was commencing on the pedestal, paid for by the contributions of 120,000 proud Americans. I see by the world that they finished collecting the money to pay for the pedestal. Makes you feel kind of good. Yeah, especially if you were one of the contributors, like me. Me too. I couldn't give much, but I kept thinking that if a lot of us gave a little apiece, it'd somehow add up to enough. How right you are. Back in the World Office, Pulitzer finds he has a new and pleasant problem. Now that the excitement has died down, Goddard, I rather miss the thrill of the campaign. The excitement isn't all over, sir. Now we've got to figure out what to do with the money we've got left over.
We've worked hard. Now let's get a few laughs. We'll charter a special train from Washington and invite some of those congressmen to witness the dedication ceremonies.
Do you think they'll have nerve enough to come after refusing to appropriate the money?
They wouldn't dare refuse. Hand me that telephone.
Go to it, sir. I hope you're right.
And Pulitzer was right. An invitation to the dedication of the Statue of Liberty in New York. But we did refuse to. How dare we go? You mean we dare not go? It's the least we can do now that Pulitzer has saved our faces.
And so it came to pass on October 28, 1886, that the Statue of Liberty was dedicated on Bedloe's Island in New York Harbor before members of Congress and the people of America.
On this, the 100th anniversary of the independence of this great country.
And that's the story of how Joseph Pulitzer, publisher of the New York World, made it possible for the Statue of Liberty to stand today, a symbol of America's lamp of liberty to oppressed people of the world. From that October day and into the unknown future, the lady with the torch stands and searches the sea, and the scroll of the tablet in her hand remains unchanged. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Signed, Emma Lazarus. The end. Well, there you go, and I'm sure it happened exactly as depicted. Yeah. Thank God for the publisher of the world. Well, there you go. That's your little, tragical history tour from Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. And let's see, what will we do next week? The Deep Hunt. Looks like we're going underwater. So join me again next Sunday for this exciting adventure. I'll be there to read it for you. Will you be there to listen and watch? I hope so. But anyway, I'll see you then.